Have you ever felt fear paralyzing you? It's a feeling most of us are all too familiar with. Fear, in its many forms, can be a daunting adversary, often standing between us and the life we aspire to. It can make us second-guess our decisions, doubt our abilities, and hold us back from pursuing our dreams. But what if we could understand it better, manage it, even use it for our advantage? Fear can be a powerful force, but it doesn't have to define us. To conquer fear, we first need to understand it. What is fear exactly? In its most basic form, fear is an emotional response to perceived danger or threat. It's a survival mechanism that has been with us since the dawn of humanity. Fear is what told our ancestors to run from predators or to avoid poisonous berries. It's what keeps us from stepping too close to the edge of a cliff or touching a hot stove. It's hardwired into our brains, an instinctive response designed to keep us safe. Fear can take many forms and vary greatly from person to person. It can be as simple as a fear of spiders, or as complex as a fear of failure or rejection. Fear can sneak up on us in the most ordinary situations, making a public speech, going on a first date, or even just trying something new. It's often irrational, but it can feel incredibly real and powerful. But here's the thing. While fear served a crucial role in our survival in the past, it's not always helpful in our modern world. We no longer face the same life or death situations that our ancestors did. Yet, our brains still react as if we do. This is when fear stops being a protective mechanism and starts becoming a barrier. Fear can hold us back in many ways. It can stop us from taking risks, from pursuing our passions, and from living our lives to the fullest. It can keep us stuck in our comfort zones, too afraid to venture out. It can make us hesitate, second-guess ourselves, and miss out on opportunities. Fear can also be incredibly isolating. It can make us feel alone, misunderstood, and trapped. It can make us feel like we're the only ones struggling, even though fear is a universal human experience. Everyone feels fear at some point or another. It's a part of being human. Fear has its roots in our survival, but when it prevents us from living, it becomes a problem. In the next part of our journey, we'll explore how fear interacts with our dreams and aspirations, and how we can start to break free from its grip. Stay tuned, because understanding fear is just the beginning. How often does fear come between us and our dreams? This question may resonate with many of us. Fear, in its various forms, can often act as a formidable roadblock on our path to realizing our dreams. Let's consider the story of Anna, a brilliant pianist with a deep-seated fear of performing in front of large crowds. For years, her fear kept her from sharing her talent with the world. She dreamt of playing in grand concert halls, but her fear always held her back, whispering words of doubt and failure in her ear. Now imagine the story of Mark, an ambitious entrepreneur with a groundbreaking idea. His dream was to build a successful startup, but the fear of failure, of losing everything, held him back. The fear of rejection and ridicule was so overwhelming that it eclipsed his passion and made him question his capabilities. These stories are not unique. They resonate with so many of us because fear is a universal experience. We all have dreams, aspirations that we yearn to realize, but too often, fear becomes a barrier, a hurdle that seems too high to cross. It can cripple us, make us doubt our abilities, and prevent us from pursuing our dreams. But here's the thing. Fear is not invincible. Just like Anna and Mark, we can face our fears and overcome them. Anna, after years of therapy and practice, finally performed at a concert hall, her fingers dancing over the keys as she played to a captivated audience. And Mark, he took the leap, launched his startup, and is now running a successful business. These stories show us that fear, while powerful, can be conquered. It's not an easy journey. It requires courage, resilience, and a lot of hard work. But when we face our fears, when we challenge them head-on, we take a significant step towards realizing our dreams. So ask yourself this: isn't it time to confront your fears, to break free from the chains that are holding you back from achieving your dreams? As these stories show, fear can be overcome, and dreams can be achieved. Accepting fear is the first step to managing it. This might sound counterintuitive, but fear isn't something we can just wish away. It's a deeply ingrained part of our human experience, a primal instinct that has helped us survive and evolve. Think about it. Fear is not always our enemy. It can be a warning, a signal that we need to be cautious, or that we're stepping out of our comfort zone. It's when that fear becomes paralyzing, when it keeps us from reaching our dreams, that's when it becomes a problem. So, how do we manage it? The first strategy is mindfulness. This is about being present, in the moment, acknowledging your feelings without judgment and letting them pass. It helps us understand that fear is just a feeling, not a prophecy. The second strategy is gradual exposure. If you're afraid of something, don't try to conquer it all at once. Take small steps. If your dream is to speak in public, start by speaking in front of a mirror, then a small group of friends, and so on. Each step forward is a victory against fear. Lastly, set realistic goals. Don't expect to become fearless overnight. Fear management is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate your small victories and don't be too hard on yourself if you stumble. When we accept and manage our fears, they lose their power over us. Remember, fear is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control it. Action is the antidote to fear. It's time to stop letting fear dictate our decisions and start using it as a stepping stone to reach our dreams. You don't have to leap into the unknown all at once. Start small. Take those first trepid steps. Each step, however tiny, is a victory over fear. Remember, it's not about eradicating fear. It's about moving forward in spite of it. With each step we take, we move further away from fear and closer to our dreams. So, where does this leave us with our fear? We've journeyed together, understanding that fear is a natural response, a survival mechanism. We've seen how it can become a barrier to our dreams, and yet we've also learned the importance of accepting and managing it. The power to overcome fear and take action lies within us. It's time to ponder. How does fear affect your life? Are you ready to stop letting fear rule your life and tether you to unhappiness? Now it's your turn. We'd love to hear how you plan to face your fears. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us. There's so much more inspiring content coming your way. Together we can face our fears and reach for our dreams.